Hey, time to make some people upset-a-roni. We're doing it again. My analytics shows that y'all really like this, so I'm finally going back to it. I'm doing the co-reacts again. So, Abba, Preach, they think you're stupid. And if you like this type of thing, definitely hit that subscribe button. You know what to do. But with that said, let's dive into it.
Promised, and his administration promised that if they find anything when they get elected, they're going to release everything on JFK, everything on Epstein, which a lot of people want to see because they want to see these predators brought to justice, right? So Kash Patel gets in, spends time, says, I'm reviewing the files. When I get back to you, I'll let you guys know what I find. Comes out with a press conference, him and someone else, and they're basically like, we watched the footage, Epstein killed himself. And there's no videos of, the kids.
That's not what we want to know.
But
who's on the goddamn list?
So he gets on Joe Rogan, gets asked questions. Can you play that clip? We're going to watch it because I think it's now let's just play.
The Joe Rogan Experience.
On a side note, before they start, it's always funny to hear that like before it starts, because think of the Donkey Kong from the Super Nintendo when you switch characters out. I think of that. Also, Preach, be careful.
Regular speed, just fast forward that bitch. All right, here we go.
The reason people are pissed off about that.
It's fucking sad. Patel, the way that he exists as a person, that voice matches him perfectly. He's actually a bitch. A fish-eyed, dead inside, staring, freaky little bitch.
I didn't realize when I asked for it to be sped up.
Keep it.
It's the same thing, right? 20 years ago, or whenever it was, 2006, 7, 8, Epstein gets his sweetheart plea deal, right? After committing the most horrific crimes on planet Earth, right? I wasn't in power there. I wasn't in place there. I had, nothing to do with it. But people were rightfully pissed. I mean, this guy was committing the most grotesque acts you can against children.
It is so crazy that he has this high-pitched voice and he's talking about diddling kids.
I know.
Very fitting.
And so when you peel back the layer, and then what happened? The Trump administration, the last go-round, decided, no, we're not going to let that go. We're going to investigate him. I've said it. Dan Bongino said it. We've reviewed all the information, and the American public is going to get as much as we can release. He killed himself. Do you think, let's play out the logical conclusion of this. Do you think that myself, Bongino, and others would participate?
Okay, so based off of the knowledge in general, I will say that I think he did probably off himself. I give it like a 70-30. A 70 that he did off himself, 30% that he didn't off himself. But it's going to go deep into this. And of course, we're going to get the bangers like hypocrisy and all that other stuff, the inconsistencies. You know how these people do. They're hot diarrhea ass, and simps, and cucks.
Hey, in hiding information about Epstein's growth.
Yes.
Yeah.
You went from Kash Patel to Pennies Patel with that shit.
Yeah. I don't think there's anybody right or left who looks at this and thinks like, oh yeah, I just believe you.
Yeah. Nobody believes you.
No one's ever covered
really think
it.
I would do that?
People in power never covered anything up in the past. First of all, Kash Patel sounds like the hottest drill rapper out of Brampton coming out.
Activities, or do you think we would also participate in not prosecuting people we had evidence to prosecute people on? But the problem is there's been 15 years of people coming in and creating fictions about this that doesn't exist. Where's the videotape of an Epstein Island of X, Y, and Z committing these frauds? Why haven't you given it to us? Do you really think I wouldn't give that to you if it existed?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
This man sounds like all my ex-boyfriends. You really think I would do that to you, babe? Come on.
Hold on. According to the administration,
Now, this kind of already slipped with Preach, but do I think that they would withhold something from you? Absolutely. Why wouldn't they? These people love protecting powerful and strong people. Seriously, think about it. Donald Trump this man was born rich, didn't have to work for anything a day in his life. He's a white dude, ex-president, now current president. He's got the quadfecta. You would do everything shy of hopping in the way of something going at him that would threaten his life. Seriously, y'all are just. Why would anybody with any kind of IQ above 3 believe you? Seriously, that wasn't a miscomment.
there is hundreds of videos with different victims, and they're on video being basically diddled. They're saying do you think we wouldn't prosecute people if we had the evidence? It's well, you guys have the videos. We know you do because you've said it yourselves. 1, 2, I think only one person has been charged formally. Well, Epstein
Ghislaine.
and Ghislaine Maxwell. That's it. I actually looked it up. I'm like, who else? Even the whole like Prince,
Who else?
Was it Edward? Whatever.
Yeah.
Andrew.
Yeah.
He's never been charged with a crime.
No.
They threw that woman right under the bus. They're like, Ghislaine, au revoir.
This is what they did to Prince Andrew. They have Prince Andrew in 4K.
Yeah.
And they're like, listen, you these kids.
You're not going to be a prince no more. You're going to be a duke.
and they're like, where would you like to retire? And that's it. That's all that happened to him. So this idea that they would,
don't
I'm like, I haven't seen you guys go after anybody, even though there's, if you know who Pam Bondi is, she is Trump's attorney general. So she has access to a lot of this stuff, pretty much the highest in terms of the law from his administration. Can you play this video?
Logical play out. If there was a video of some guy or gal committing felonies on an island, and I'm in charge, don't you think you'd see it?
Tens of thousands of videos of Epstein with children or child porn. And there are hundreds of victims. And no one victim will ever get released. It's just the volume, and that's what they're going through right now.
Tens of thousands.
Hey, she's right though. Think about it. What does a usual abuser do? Baby, do you really think I would do that? Yes. You would.
Tens of videos, nothing. To me, that's just a bit too crazy. Like tens of thousands of videos, a lot of people being diddled the entire time, and you're telling me no one's been charged from this entire thing. And we're still reviewing the tapes 7 years later.
Yeah.
How much are you guys enjoying these tapes?
Nah. Exactly. Like, what you doing?
How long does it take you to review?
What you doing? I'm about to
Child
review a
diddling.
tape, bro.
Hey, listen, this is
That's what it is, though.
This is pressing. There's child diddlers everywhere. We're gonna review. We're gonna review every
Second.
What's your job? Whew. Reviewing tapes.
And boy, are my arms tired.
You deserve justice. And you're gonna.
It's so easy to catch these Republican ghouls in lies. Like, it's not even hard. Because they'll, even if you tell them the truth, they'll be like, oh, that's not true. Nah, 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 nah. You got it from a left-wing source. You got it from a source that insert source here that I don't like. Like, they'll do that shit over and over and over. Easiest thing to do, just play side by side every time. Now, they'll try to squirm. They'll try to wiggle. They'll sweat. They'll pivot. They'll do some whataboutism. They'll throw in some just random, like, Hail Mary bullshit, like you're in a bad relationship. And it's like, damn, I'm wrong. I gotta... Just like looking under covers and looking under rocks and shit. I gotta figure out something to throw at them. Like they'll just do that shit. But just hit them with a side by side. Ain't much they can really say. And then just take a knee, dig in deep, like, twist your feet, just like ground yourself and just steamroll them. It's not hard. It's so not hard. The sad part is, it's not even just like a left versus right or red versus blue thing. These motherfuckers are so hypocritical. Like, they don't care about the truth. They don't care. Take this same situation and you apply it to like Biden or his fucking drug-addled son or whatever, with all due respect. If you do that shit, they'll be like, like this, you see, this is the left. Blah, blah, blah. Like, they'll do that. But when it comes to their side, literally, you're just seeing it right in front of you. It's total horseshit. It's fucking pathetic. These particular politicians are demonic worms. They're actually just like sniveling cowards. You don't hate them enough, honestly.
I get it. After we review every crevice, every
Nooks,
moan,
crannies,
every shadow. God, I love kids.
Literally, his argument is like, do you think we would...
Yeah.
What? How is that an argument?
My
Like,
mother
you
said
shoot
that.
somebody and they're like, did you do it? He's like, do you think me? And you're like, how is that a defense of...
And I'll detail the Epstein self-deletion in jail later, like when he took his own life, because the details of it are actually worth looking at. But there's so many things that are suspicious about it, and like just off the face of it, they want you to believe it's all incompetence, but it's a bit too bizarre in my opinion.
I'm working my ass off, along with the leadership at the Bureau and DOJ, to get you what we're allowed to give you. And you're going to get the video of the cell. And you're going to see for yourself. And we will never be able to convince.
That's another thing, too. It's just none but bullshit campaign promises. The crazy part is, it's fine. Like, it's universally pretty good to go after kid diddlers. Like, seriously. Like, go after them, prosecute them, get them help, like fix their mental issues and all that other good stuff. But these people, they don't care about that. It's all about, let me get this vote. Let me maximize what I can get out of you without giving you shit in return. Like, seriously, think about all the problems. He was like, I'm going to fix this economy. I'm going to fix healthcare. And then next thing you know, no, I have the concepts of a plan. I have the concepts of a healthcare plan. They don't give a fuck. They just don't. They don't. They never have. These are rich white people. Like, they just don't. They don't care. And matter of fact, not even just make it a race thing. They're just rich. They're rich. They're wealthy. It's a wealthy club. You ain't in it. I'm trying to paraphrase George Carlin, but that's just what it is. They don't care about you. They never did. They don't care about the fact that your healthcare is being taken away from you recently. They don't give a damn about, like, if you're a veteran, they're messing up the VA with all the job cuts. They don't care if, like, you have family in the government that lost their job. Literally for no reason, because Elon doing that stupid ass job cut stuff, it really helped nothing. It saved nothing in the long run. Matter of fact, it's going to cost more in the long run. So they put your mom, your dad, your sister, your brother, your friend, your whoever you're dating, your spouse, whatever, tens of thousands of people just out of a job for literally no reason, just making things worse. They do not care. It's just so they can make money. It's so painfully. And my nappy-headed ass can easily figure this out. It really drives me insane that people are like 2 or 3 times my age. It's like, like they can't figure out very rudimentary, you're getting hustled. Maybe it's like a street thing. Maybe since I grew up poor, I understand, I can see when somebody's screwing me over. But these dum-dums that voted for this shit, they have no idea. That's literally their brains.
Everyone.
Okay, let's get into that. So, what did you think before you got in office? Did you think that Epstein was murdered?
No.
No suspicion at all of it?
But I have a different background, right?
Right.
So I was a public defender back in the day. I used to spend a lot of time in jails and a lot of time in segregated housing units. And I've known people that have committed suicide in these cells. And I know how you get in, how you get out, who works the system. And so the way, based on public information at the time, that he ended up, the pictures and him hanging himself, I was like, man, that guy killed himself. There's just no way that you could have run an op and had people go into that cell and not have any video of it and not have any people come out and say, hey, yeah, I saw that guy. He shouldn't have been there, the guard or this guy. There's just no access points into places like this in the detention center he was in, which I've been in.
So correct me if I'm wrong, but what I was told, what I'd read, was that the guards were not paying attention or were sleeping.
Well,
right?
Yeah, and in short order, you'll see it.
Is that correct?
Well, it's hard to surmise that from a video, right? Like,
right.
Where they and look.
Get this man's out of my face. They sound like fresh and fit trying to defend themselves. It makes no freaking sense what they're saying. I can't believe that.
Do you guys want me to give you the timeline, the whole Epstein?
You know, people with the attention span and the memory of a dried out goldfish, that shit irks me to no end. All this shit is so unnecessary. All this could be prevented, but no. People just dog shit attention spans, dog shit memory. Here we are. Dark timeline. You charge Ghislaine Maxwell. That's great. That's wonderful. That's dandy. Now get the rest. Get the rest that are on the list. You have the list. You talked about the list for years. You ran on that. You campaigned on that. I don't expect you to follow through with anything because you're a perpetual liar and you will never admit to being wrong because, you're a spoiled rich kid. Nobody's ever told you no. I mean, that's why you had all those lawsuits and you lost the most of them. So what can I say? Rich white kid.
Self-deletion so you guys can have
Sure, go ahead.
Yeah,
go ahead.
absolutely.
Okay.
Indulge.
So July 6th, 2019, Epstein is arrested at Teterboro Airport on trafficking charges. He's booked and enters the Metropolitan Correction Center in Manhattan. Okay. He's placed in a special housing unit for protective custody pending his trial. Obviously, for somebody who's high risk, high profile, they don't keep him in general population. Doesn't make sense to, and this is a high profile person. Boom. July 18th, bail is denied. All right, he's classified as a flight risk and a danger to the community. July 23rd, which is about 5 days, Epstein is discovered semi-conscious, hanging from a bedsheet in what appears to be his first self-deletion attempt. Now, from July 23rd of when he tried to off himself till July 29th, he's placed on full self-deletion watch. Basically, they don't want him to take his own life. That's pretty normal to put yourself on watch. So he's observed in a designated cell to prevent self-harm. After 6 days, a psychologist removes him from watch, and then he's transferred back to SHU under enhanced psychological observation. Protocols had required a cellmate and 30-minute guard checks, but these were inconsistently followed. So from July 29th, we fast forward to August 9th. Epstein's cellmate is transferred out and no new cellmate is assigned, a direct violation of protocol. August 10th, Epstein meets with his attorneys and appears upbeat. Overnight, cellmate's gone. 2 guards falsify 30-minute check-ins and are found asleep. 2 surveillance cameras malfunctioned. 6:30 a.m., Again, this is the day after he met with his lawyer. Guards discover Epstein unresponsive and hanging from a bedsheet in his bunk. 9 minutes later, he's declared dead. So, a couple of things that were ignored. After he was put on watch, him put on watch for 6 days was a bit abnormal. Why? Because he attempted on his life and he's a high profile person. So generally you're actually supposed to stay on watch normally a little bit longer than 6 days. But forget that. About 10 days passed by and his cellmates were moved. And the reason why that's odd is because generally if you take an attempt on your own life, they always put a cellmate beside you. Why? Because it's harder to take your own life if someone's always around. And this is like a special housing unit. So these are kind of units specifically for people who are at risk. They take the cellmate away so there's no one to witness it. That's odd because it's not the protocol. Afterwards, the cameras malfunction. That's also odd because it's 2 different cameras. And 2 of the guards who were supposed to be on duty apparently were like browsing and shopping or asleep. So all these things kind of come together. What's more, the first time he attempted to take his life, apparently it was deleted, the footage of that first attempt, due to a technical error. Is it that everyone's incompetent? That there's equipment malfunctions, that they don't follow protocol, and that he just so happens to receive a visit from his lawyer the day before he takes his own life? I don't know. I'm just saying there's a lot of elements about this that are incredibly suspicious, and it kind of makes sense for a lot of people to worry because he was connected to a lot of powerful people. And with that in mind, I don't think it's that much of a crazy conspiracy to think that maybe his lawyer passed him a note. Because I don't actually believe someone went in there, took his life. I suspect that probably someone's like, listen, you ain't getting out. If you want your family to be okay, take your own life. We're going to make sure no one's around.
Then you got dead-eyed Goldfish McGee here staring into oblivion. Bro literally just looks like Other Mother from Coraline. He traded in his soul for a cuck chair a long time ago.
Cameras are out. Do it.
If I may, I think that there are so many people attached to it. Mm-hmm. For example, like you have Oprah, there's so many rumors about it. You have like, and with Diddy and with Epstein, everything is so intertwined that it's hard to catch one person. And I do think that somewhere along the lines, like even on a PR level, there's some type of worry that if all of these names come out, it might like ruin a certain type of industry or not. I could be completely wrong, but it seems like there's almost like too many people that could be involved in this that it would like cause some type of civil uproar, if you will. I'm just thinking in extremes, but if there's really like that level of volume of millionaires, and I'd like not to like pinpoint Oprah
billionaires
thing, like,
but yeah,
I wonder if Oprah was like, "There's a child under your seat. There's a child under your seat. There's a child under your seat.
Everybody's getting a child.
Got a kid."
I bet you Epstein's Island has like thematic nights.
Probably, honestly.
Like hide and peek, and it's just like looking under like. All right.
There is evidence, apparently, that Epstein was like a foreign agent, like a Mossad agent.
Yeah.
There's a former guy
Maxwell, I think.
Ari Ben Menash is a former Mossad agent, and he wrote this book. I can't remember what it's called. I watched the interview. I don't know. And he explains how Epstein is
probably linked to all those people.
Yes, and that's
Ghislaine Maxwell is like confirmed. Her dad.
Yes,
I believe. Her
and
dad
Robert Maxwell was involved in Israeli intelligence
also,
as well.
It's not Ghislaine. C'est Ghislaine. Just wanted to say that. It really bothers me whenever they pronounce her name Ghislaine. Ghislaine.
Ghislaine.
I don't think the diddly-dallying is like, I think it's all across the political spectrum. That's why I think none of the Democrats or the Republicans are concerned, and nobody
wants
this man alive because like you saw the pictures, you saw who apparently from Bill Clinton to Trump to all these different billionaires to Prince Andrew. So because it included so many people from all across the political aisle, it's just too much. So it was in everyone's best interest to see this guy get offed. Yeah. And even Ghislaine Maxwell, like you don't even hear anything about her. They have her in custody. They charged her. They found her guilty. Nobody else, which is crazy. Normally a person like that who's been with so many influential people, you would think of flipping them, get information on others. They didn't try damn nothing.
Yeah. Now see, this is really what I believe would happen to him. I feel like, hey, even though you're a monster, there's still some humanity under there, as crazy as that sounds. Because truth be told, there's some people who have committed actual murder and they've turned their life around. Like, there's still humanity under there. You may not be able to see it, and it looks very, very atrociously bad. I mean, I'll say the same thing about Elon Musk and Trump. I'm pretty sure there's still some humanity under there. Are they evil? Yeah. Are their actions consistently evil? Abso-fucking-lutely. I call them demons because that's what they fucking act like, but Even though even though they're demonic, they still have a human shell to them. Like they're still humanity to them. So I feel like that's probably what happened to him. Is like, look, man, you're not getting out of this. It's a wrap. It's over. Yeah, you're rich and powerful. We can try to protect you as best as we can, but it's not looking good in any way, shape, or form. It's just not. So only way out is the way out. And you kind of have to see yourself out on this one. And I think that's what he did, honestly. That still don't stop people from releasing that list, though. FYI. It's funny how that works, huh? Funny how that list, as much as Trump talked about it, not a hair, not a peep. When it's convenient for them, and only when it's convenient for them and beneficial, they will actually distract you with the truth. Now, they're fine with distracting you with lies. I mean, they do that around the clock. But really, just any kind of language, whether it's a truth or a lie, if they can use that to their advantage, they're going to use it. I'm so serious. Like receipt after receipt after receipt after receipt after receipt. If you believe these motherfuckers, especially like this Trump administration or Republicans in general, and yes, a lot of Democrats too, but mostly it's Republicans, like just by receipt. Like I make these claims, I can prove that with receipts. There's so many receipts, it's depressingly frustrating. It's like, why the fuck do I have? It's like a thesaurus size of just constant receipts. Like holy, it's so many receipts. It's actually mentally draining. Like you can just prove everything because they're incompetent. I think one thing that I really like about Trump and his group of his cronies and all that shit is they're so incompetent. If they were competent, we would be beyond fucked. Like just anybody that's below a certain income level, beyond fucked. Below a certain income level, skin tone, all that, just beyond just up the creek. But they're stupid. That's the only saving grace is they're stupid. They're really stupid. And unfortunately, they think you're all stupid too. They do that with their actions. Their consistent actions. God, fuck, I hate you. Again, you don't hate these people enough. You really don't. Much like that fat Cheeto spoiled brat loser narcissist cancer mongrel, just like him, he did the same thing. He basically said, just trust me, bro. Just trust me. And unlike those troglodytes, I'm actually willing to sow receipts. I think that's the biggest thing that people need to understand is if somebody's willing to tell you something and then back that shit up, that's who you need to listen to. If you're listening to motherfuckers that'll be like, oh, da 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 da, and they don't elaborate on anything, you better side eye them because they probably are bullshitting you. I love proving mine. I hate being doubted. I don't. That shit makes me sick. But these people, they will tell you whatever. They will tell you the turd that they're trying to feed you tastes like the greatest Mexican, Chinese food, whatever. Just like it just tastes delicious. But they are still going to continue feeding you that turd. And the sad part is, crazy part is, their sycophantic cult just bottom feeders. Like I just hate to say that, but just bottom feeders will believe it. They'll believe it. They won't question it. Like, yeah, daddy, okay. Like, bro, if you did that to Joe Biden or whatever, I would side eye you too. Like, don't believe anything just everything that these people say just because. If they tell you something and they can back it up with proof, receipts, all that, results, if they can do that, then bet. But don't, if they distract you with some bullshit, like seriously, just don't. Still believe in promises from like a bunch of politicians is kind of like believing in Santa Claus, but I really just want to distinguish between the two because if I'm going to give the two majors anything, Democrats are going to be a C to C minus to C plus. Republicans are going to be a F because, for instance, I can tell you with Democrats, I don't like them, but when I have something that makes me have to like fear for my future coming to power, I'm sorry, I can't just pretend like, ooh, both sides equal. Like that's so fucking lazy. That's so bummy lazy. It's pathetic when people do that. Ooh, enlightened centrists. Ooh, each side, both sides bad. If both sides were equally bad, it's just like how if you commit larceny is very bad. If you commit larceny, it's not going to be charged the same as capital murder. One side consistently does literally, like actually gets people killed. Does capital murder. and the other side is like grand larceny. Your Democrats are going to be your your land larceny, your grand larceny. Republicans are going to be your capital murder. And like I said, I am more than happy to show you receipt after receipt after receipt. It's like, all right, this fucking guy, I hate them. I hate him. He be telling me the truth. I fucking. But anyways, that's pretty much the gist of this. I mean, you pretty much get like the gist of it. But yeah, one side does some fucked up shit. But hey, I do like the fact that Democrats did drop child poverty when they had power by a large percentage, because I'm in the South. Child poverty is it's literally what's for breakfast here. It's pretty fucked. Crime was dropping. The economy was doing better. Tried to eliminate student loan debt, which, contrary to what most dumbass Republicans will tell you, is not like little rich spoiled kids that are like, I just want to pay shit back. No, when you actually look at who holds the most college student loan debt, it's brown folks. It's brown folks. We already got a foot in the ground, or a foot in the grave. And they just replanted it for us. Like, they literally just fucked us over for no reason and then tried to be like, oh, it's just rich kids that just don't want to pay their loan back. And trying to act like they're not trapped under just mounds of student loan interest. Because a lot of them would be like, oh, you're just paying back. But, it's crazy. When COVID was happening, all the businesses that was getting bails out, like big businesses getting bails out, just getting basically just free money. They just got a fuck ton, like millions and millions in free money. And us broke folks can't even get this. But that's how they operate. And motherfuckers fall for it. They be, man, how many times running out of space on that body for the Fell For It Again awards. But that's pretty much it. Just like Auburn Preach said in this video title and all that stuff, they think you're stupid. If you like this kind of video, definitely hit that subscribe button, fight with me in the comments. I know I've got some opinionated people that be coming across these videos like, this motherfucker think he ain't. Like, just do that shit, which is fine. I enjoy it. We can hash it out, have a dialogue. Appreciate y'all. Love y'all. Until next time.